Hello, Movies TLDR here, and today I will describe an action, sci-fi film called The Meg. Rescue diver Jonas is trying to save the crew of a nuclear submarine when he sees that the submarine is being rammed by an unknown creature. He goes to the rescue submarine, but two of the men from his crew are stuck inside the damaged submarine, but he has to flee because he realizes that a rescue attempt will end in the death of everyone he has saved. 5 years later, billionaire Jack Morris meets Dr. Zhang and his daughter, the chief marine biologist Shuya, at an underwater research facility called Mana 1. A team from Mana 1 is on an expedition to explore what could be the deepest section of the Mariana Trench, hidden under a layer of hydrogen sulfide. Inside the submersible, there is pilot Lori, Jonas's ex-wife, scientists Toshi, and the Wall. They discover a never-seen-before new part of the Mariana Trench below the thermocline, but a big unknown creature attacks the submersible and the communication between Mana 1 and the submersible cuts off. Back at Mana 1, they start to examine possible ways to save them. Jonas's old friend and operations manager of Mana 1, Mac, suggests sending Jonas because of his experience at high-depth rescue missions. But Heller, which was a member of the first rescue mission, calls him drunk and coward, but despite his objection, Zhang and Mac travel to Thailand to recruit him for the mission. Jonas at the beginning declines the offer, but later he changes his mind after listening to a tape containing the dialogue between the submersible and the Mana 1. The crew at the Mariana Trench successfully restores power to the submersible, but then it is being attacked by the creature again. And the creature damages their oxygen tank, and an impact alert is sent back to Mana 1. Shuya gets inside a submersible and goes to rescue them, but she is attacked by a giant squid with the intent to crush her submersible, but before the squid can crush her submersible, it is being killed by a big shark. Jonas, having agreed to help, enters the thermocline and reaches the sunken submersible. He docks the two submersibles and tries to save them, but the shark tries to attack them, and Toshi sacrifices himself to help the others escape. The crew returns to Mana 1 and they find out that the shark that attacked them was a Megalodon. They try to decide what they should do now. Zhang wants to proceed slowly, but Jack wants to proceed fast because he is scared that if someone else finds out about the shark, they will want it. While Suyen's daughter Meiying is playing around the research station with her toy, she witnesses the Megalodon arriving at the station and attacking the station by biting the glass, which causes the whole station to shake. After the shake, they get worried about Meiying. Jonas and Shuya find her first, but she is scared from what she has witnessed. Then Mac finds them a few seconds later. They take care of Meiying, and when they turn around they see that the shark managed to damage the glass with his teeth. Then the Megalodon appears and devours a whale with just one bite, and then it swims away. After the attack, they try to understand how the Megalodon escaped the thermocline, and find out that when the submersible left the thermocline, a temporary gap opened for as many as 20 sharks to come out off the thermocline. Then 3 emergency locator beacons go off the crew, and suspect it is the Megalodon, and go there with the intent to kill the shark. When they arrive there, they find that the Megalodon attacked and destroyed the boats. They decide to put a tracker on the shark, but to accomplish that, Jonas has to swim alone and shoot the shark with the tracker using a harpoon gun. The crew starts pulling him back to the ship, but it notices Jonas inside the water and tries to kill him, but he barely escapes from its jaws. Shuya then enters a shark-proof cage so she can shot the Megalodon with poison, and with the help of Chum, they lure the Megalodon there. However, the shark attacks the cage. Shuya successfully shoots it, but the shark tries to swallow the cage. So Jonas jumps inside the water to save Shuya. The shark lets go of the cage, but Shuya cracks her mask on the cage, causing her to lose oxygen. Jonas gets her out of the cage, just as the Megalodon comes back, but it gets snagged on a trap the rest of the crew made to capture it and dies from the poison before it can eat them. They get out of the water and Heller performs CPR on the unconscious Shuya. While Shuya is resting, they bring up to the boat the carcass of the Megalodon, and while they have fun, another much bigger Megalodon devours the Wall and the dead Megalodon, while also making the boat flip over. Jonas saves Zhang and bring his back on top of the boat, but he is hurt. The Megalodon return while Jax and Heller are still in the ocean, and Heller sacrifices his life to save Jax. Jack calls for help with the use of a satellite phone, and Mac finds 2 floating lifeboats, and use them to return to Mana 1. The sharks continue to follow them, then a helicopter arrives and shoots the Megalodon, first with a tracker and then with a rifle, and on their way to the station Zhang dies. Jack calls everybody to inform them that he informed all the local governments about the Megalodon. Until it's dead, he will shut down Mana 1. but he secretly enlists a team of mercenaries to kill the Megalodon. The mercenaries track the Megalodon and throw multiple depth charges to kill it, but they find out that it was a whale and not the shark, so they leave fast as they suspect that the Megalodon is underneath them, but Jack falls off the boat and the Megalodon eats him. The next day Mac finds out that Jack didn't inform any of the local governments, so they decide to hack into Jack's satellites, find the shark and kill it. The Megalodon attacks a crowded beach in Sanya Bay. The shark devour beachgoers, but the crew lures the shark toward them with the sound of whales. Jonas and Suyin work together to kill it. But Suyin has to break off to help the rest of the crew because a news helicopter collides with another helicopter and crashes into the ship, forcing the crew to jump inside the ocean. Jonas decides to attack the shark and he used his submersible to fatally wound the shark. The spilled blood from the wound attracts several smaller sharks that approach and devour the dying Megalodon. Suyin finds Taylor and brings Jonas to a wedding yacht, and the crew celebrates their victory. Thank you for watching. For more videos subscribe and like the video.